Taurus. Today we're going to talk about the Taurus man. Yes. Mr. Taurus. Do you like my leopard? This beautiful $3,000 leopard with an $800 scarf made out of 1,373 threads from Egypt. And my beautiful leather hat from upstate New York, from Ithaca. Yes. Today we're going to talk about Taurus, fixed earth. And let me tell you, we love money. Love it. We love money. We love the finer things that the earth can offer. The best foods, the best restaurants, great sex, and good company. And a nice shot of bourbon. You see, you don't have to have money like that to still feel that way inside. The way I am dressed, from the hat, underwear, everything, down to the jewelry and down to the Rolex. All of that is real in the head of a Taurian. In his mind, he perceives himself and believes and feels that he deserves to have the best thing that the earth has got to offer. And let me tell you, he's right. He's right. Why live? Why live if there's no money? Okay? If there's no money, why live? Why live? You gotta have money. There's no way that one can be happy. Okay? Having technical difficulties, all right, it's all right. You know, my reachers always like to be present, so, I gotta do what I gotta do. But what's good to be here and suffer and go through what you have to go through? You know what? It doesn't even matter to the Taurus man. We are here to have a good time. If I don't have $800 in my pocket daily, I'm gonna have a problem. I have a couple of $1,000, maybe $30,000 in credit cards. And it's only like 4 credit cards, and I got like about 30,000 credit. And I got my annuities, my Roth IRAs, I got some penny stocks and some stocks, some shelter money. I got my vacation money, my vacation holidays, my Christmas fund, right? And then I took out an insurance on my voice, because this is my money. So I have a $3 million insurance on my voice. All of this isn't true. But I'm trying to tell you how the Taurus man and the woman psychologically put a price tag on everything. Even on love. Well, yeah. Understand that the opposite polarity is Scorpio. Now, I don't think I gotta really go into it with you about Scorpio, right? The most wealthiest people on the planet are Scorpios, or have strong Scorpio signatures. I don't care if you're not a Scorpio. If you're wealthy and powerful, you got 2 prominent signs operating in the charts of wealthy individuals: Capricorn and Scorpio. And by default, Taurus, because it's the opposite polarity. And of course, Cancer also These are people that are very wealthy. And if they're not wealthy, they know how to get that money. Cancer? Are you kidding me? The opposite is Capricorn. So these people know how to get the money and they know how to maneuver the money. Scorpio, he loves to conquer the money and get the money. People like Bethany Frankel, Matthew McConaughey, Whoopi Goldberg from The View, and Sunny. You know, Condoleezza Rice. You know, these are wealthy people. And money comes naturally to them. It's not that they don't bust their butt. But to us, what is to bust our butt is smooth riding with Scorpios and Scorpio types. And so is Capricorn, because Capricorn is industrious. It's about industry. The first decan of Taurus is Taurus. The second decan is Virgo. And the third decan is Capricorn. So this getup represents the third decan of Taurus, Capricorn. When we go into Taurus part 2, I'm then going to show you the Virgo decan of Taurus. But Taurus is also this and more. He's conservative. He has the best of friends. And all of his friends are also wealthy or well-to-do, or are in some way able to advance Mr. Taurus further and make him look good. Because remember, the 3 things that are very important to Taurus is having good food, good sex, because the opposite is Scorpio, right? The sex sign. Not the whore, like Pisces. But that is the sex sign, Scorpio. The wing, the coiled serpent, the Kundalini. And the third one is good company. What's good to have money and look good and dress good if you don't have an audience to show it to? You see, that is also very important to Mr. Taurus. Like Mr. Leo, he needs to have an audience so he can show his dapperness. Understand the fixity nature of Earth. Our planet sits out in space along with the sun and all the other planets. They're hoisted in their places. They're not falling from space, from their positions, right? That's Taurus. The universe is suspended or held together into some dark matter that we still, as cosmologists, don't understand anything about it. Another mystery behind the mysteries. So then, there's no way that creation can manifest if it doesn't stand still. So Taurus represents the point of stillness in the universe, on the planet, and in the individual. Taurus represents silence. Because when Taurus is silent, he intunes with his higher being. Mother Nature is also symbolized by Taurus. All the animals and plants and mineral species and insects and birds and every single living thing on the planet represents Taurus. The earth has to be fixed for all of these life forces to exist, including us. So now that the platform is here, there's a great variety of taste. Do you know how many species of trees are there on the planet? How many species of birds? Sure, there's about 2,500 something species of spiders, arachnoids. the variety and the vastness of life on our planet is unbelievable, outstanding. There is no mathematical number that can encompass it all. That's also Taurus, where for one snapshot, we have a plethora of creation, each representing the light of the Creator, even though we have never met the Creator. But the Creator knows us, and He expresses Himself in us, throughout us, within us, and out through the manifestation of nature. So when you see a tree, you're seeing God. When you see that rock, you're seeing God. When you see those birds, you're seeing God, because all came from the Creator. And I guess it was too much for Him to contain within Himself, so He needed to express it outward, the Big Bang, and then have nature be what it is, and that we can have the faculty and the eyes and senses to be able to smell it, see it, taste it, hear it, and experience it. The five senses, they belong to Taurus, because it's a differentiation between that which is tangible and real and that which is not. So if you want to attract a Taurus man, you ladies, you've got to have money, or you better have a good job, or at least have the promise. Because nothing that a Taurus doesn't like better than to share resources. Because that way he don't have to go and spend his own shit, all of it. Now he can share with you and spend with you. But that's, of course, if you can bag him. Because you won't be able to bag Mr. Taurus that easily. Gravity also belongs to Taurus. Because if there's no gravity, then you cannot stay on the planet. You'll be floating up into space. The oxygen won't stay, the nitrogen won't stay, and all the other inert gases, because there's no gravity to pull them together. There'd be then no atmosphere. That's why the planets don't have any atmospheres, because there's no gravity to pull the clouds and keep the atmosphere in place. The only reason why we have an atmosphere is because we have gravity, which is pulling everything down and giving us the umbrella of our firmament, of our ionosphere, our stratosphere, and our particular sphere where oxygen and argon and nitrogen and all the other inert gases can exist. So the plants can breathe, and we can breathe, and other elements and other species and life waves that are here can breathe. We won't be able to breathe oxygen if there was no gravity. So understand how important Taurus is. It is the fixture, fixed earth. It is the fixture in which life can exist, if even for a moment. That's deep when you think about it. But Taurus has a very spiritual side. And I know a lot of people have been telling me on the internet that Taurus has wisdom too. It does. It's pulling it from Scorpio, the opposite polarity. Now, Taurus harbors lots of deep occult and metaphysical mysteries. Moses, the prophet of the Old Testament that led the Israelites out of Egypt, he was a Taurus. In the Taurian age of the bull, which was the god of the time worshipped in Egypt and in that part of the world. Enoch, the book of Enoch. Enoch was said to have been a Taurus. He was a black man who also walked with God, just like Moses. Very similar, aren't they? So these are Taurian figures. Taurus rules structures like the pyramids. That's Taurus. To this day, they're still here, and they've been in existence for thousands of years. Our own man-made structures now 20th century. If we don't maintain them, they erode and they break down, especially if it's metal. Yet these pyramids, which is rock, have been here for thousands of years. I doubt very much the Empire State Building will be here thousands of years. It's metal, sheetrock. It erodes the rain, the elements, but yet it has done nothing of the kind to those pyramids in Gaza, in Giza. The 7 wonders of the world are still here, and they've been in existence for thousands of years. Thousands. That's also Taurus. Taurus is amazing. It's another path of initiation. It is the sign of the prophet, he who reveals terrifying secrets of God and of nature. But again, now we're talking about the philosophical aspect of Taurus. But every single Taurian has that within him. The thing about Mr. Taurus, which is kind of very similar to Mr. Capricorn, whom, and also, Capricorn, both Capricorn man and Capricorn woman. They both exhibit the same type of need for power, continuity, durability. Nature is funny. The weather patterns of nature, the hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes, those fall under Virgo, right? Mutable earth, the earth moving, the plate tectonics moving over periods of thousands or millions of years. Now, at one time, that's Virgo. But when the earth moves when it's not supposed to, earthquakes, then we're talking about Taurus as a Taurian phenomenon. And when there's an earthquake, structures crumble, people die. The opposite of Scorpio, the sign of death. So there's a part of Taurus that, if provoked the wrong way, can be just as equally destructive as Scorpio or as the Ram Aries. It can be a devourer. The problem, or I should say maybe the challenge with Mr. Taurus, is that you have to, like Mr. Capricorn, understand him. You have to understand him. If you don't take the time to understand him, then you're not going to truly, really understand him psychologically. And Mr. Taurus is now going to make it easy for you. And that's going to be like, well, damn. And you won't know. So if you want to understand a Taurian, this is what you do. So we're going to jump right in. And we're going to talk about how to get or how to understand a Taurian man. Okay? Now, to the outside observer, he seems laid back, familiar, slow to kind of move, literally, or slow to even be motivated to action. Now, he's as ordinary, or so it seems, as an old sweater tucked away in some drawer that you didn't even know you even had, or a fixture in some older house, which still retains a certain charm. Still retains a certain charm. Okay? He's always quiet. That's the other thing about Mr. Taurus. He's always quiet and seemingly still. Again, talking about that point of stillness. He's always kind of stays always kind of still. He's certainly very practical and quite simple in his needs. Like Mr. Capricorn and Mrs. Capricorn, they are very simple in what they need. And if that is met, then you're on your way to really getting a Taurian man. If you had to compare him to a furniture, let's say, in your house, it would certainly be an antique furniture, right? Something that would I mean, something that would, let's see, be hard to find at a flea market, such as a rocking chair. Like one of them real traditional rocking chairs. Old, like a period rocking chair. It will have some charm to it. It would certainly be expensive, and it would probably be all wood. Probably oak or cedar. It would be durable, sturdy, and pleasant to the eyes. Right? The grandkids will get on this rocking chair. Friends and even strangers will be tempted to sit on the rocking chair and when no one is looking. That rocking chair will feel like an old friend as an American apple pie somewhere in the Midwest or in America's heartland. No, really, totally. Okay? Okay? And it will probably be passed down from generation to generation, increasing in value and never losing its charm either. This rocking chair has seen 2 world wars and passed through 10 generations, only to end up at some thrift shop, in which a new family will have then hence embark on, would buy it. A new family would buy it. And probably for nothing. Probably for nothing. This could have been a $2,000 rocking chair of its day, and now it was sold for $10. Right? Something like that. And hence, now this chair is embarking on a new journey with a new family. Okay? A new location. And a whole new set of personal experiences. And the cycle continues indefinitely. Right? This analogy describes to a T the psychology and the moral fiber of the Taurus man. He's predictable, kind, devoted, and incredibly loyal. Incredibly loyal, loving, but he's much, much more than that. He's much, much more than that. Certainly more than meets the eye, let me tell you. Okay? He is also, which you're not going to see it on the surface, quite romantic. He's a very romantic and exciting lover. Not just of sex, but of life. Again, this is pulling from the Scorpio polarity. This man has a level of secrecy that you won't be able to penetrate through. It will take you years. This man just doesn't hand out his life on a plate for you. He does not respond to logic, and he cannot be understood by logic either. So don't try to use logic to try to figure him out, because it's not going to work. He is complex, and his silence does not help him either. No, it is so difficult for a woman to know if he is really into them. Okay, he won't give you hints or clues as to what he is thinking, and certainly he's not going to let you know what his decisions are or what they will be. He won't let you. You won't know if he's interested in dating you or not. He will take his time and a long time at that. But once he does know, he'll let you know. More importantly, he'll show you rather than let you know. But it probably won't be as romantic and as like, as you would with someone who's a Scorpio, because he's not really very demonstrative that way. He's a center, again, Scorpio is the sign of secrecy. So there's a lot of discretion with this man. He uses a lot of discretion. You really won't think, but he do. So then you have to understand that for you to get to a first base with Mr. Taurus, you have to kind of know him as a friend and then know him well enough to figure out if you can go that direction to then maybe try to get him interested in you. and we'll talk about it because we'll run out of time.